Welcome to the Moore Realtors Weekly St. Louis Real Estate Market Update. I'm Dennis Norman, one of the brokers at Moore, and if you'll give me a few minutes of your time, I'll bring you up to date on what's happening in the St. Louis housing market. Let's jump right in with the real estate news. Here are just a few of this week's headlines from St. Louis's best local source of news and information on the St. Louis real estate market, and that is stlouisrealestatenews.com. One of the most recent articles here is an article about how there will be restitution, compensation available for victims of improper foreclosure practices. If you were foreclosed upon or in any stage of foreclosure during 2009 or 2010, you probably want to check this out. Also, there's an article by a local mortgage banker giving a St. Louis mortgage interest rate update, and also talking about the various refinancing options that are out there and how to determine which one's best for you. Some good news. This week I got good news. Existing home sales were on the rise in August, and sales, year-to-date home sales this year on existing homes are on pace to beat last year. Granted, last year was pathetic, but look how depressing it'd be if we couldn't even beat that. So at least we're headed the right direction. And speaking of heading the right direction, also report that mortgage delinquencies declined in August and are actually down about 12% from a year ago. This is extremely important because as go mortgage delinquencies, go foreclosures, so foreclosures will drop, and as foreclosures drop, REOs play less of a part or have less impact on the market, and because the impact they do have is negative. Okay, now let's jump right in with some of the market data. These next few slides are based upon the St. Louis MSA, the entire St. Louis metropolitan area data for that. This is our real-time market profile for the week. I'll just hit a few of the points. You can check out all of this in much more detail on our website at mo-re.com. That's like Missouri, mo-re, like realestate.com. This week, median price for the metro area stayed about the same at $182,000. Average days on market. The average home's been on the market almost 6 months. And let's just jump right down to the trademarked market action index. It is at 13, still cold buyer's market. Quick refresher there, in case you're not here every week. 30. When you see that number as a 30, that means the market would be perfectly balanced, wouldn't favor buyers or sellers. Higher it goes, up to 60, the more it favors sellers. The lower it goes down to 0, the more it favors buyers. So there's where we're at. This will give you a little history of where that market action index has been since its inception back in 2008. And you can see what it's done there. We're somewhere below the midpoint of where it's been during that period. This next one just gives a quick look at it based upon the different price points of the market. The blue line represents the market action index for the bottom of the market, the 1/4, the bottom quarter. So the 25% of the market that makes up the 25% lowest priced ones. The green one, the green line is the next price range, the second quarter. The orange one is the third, and the black line represents the top quarter of the market, so the highest priced homes. So not too surprising and pretty consistent with how it's been. Lower priced homes, the market's a little better. Higher priced homes, it's not as good. Interesting here, you can see back in earlier this year, everything except for the lower end of the market kind of converged about the same point. Let's move on here. Again, this is for the St. Louis metropolitan area. This is what median home prices have done in the past year. The orange line is a 90-day average. We can say they've dipped to a low back during the winter. Appear to have peaked out in late summer here, and now are trending downward. The black line is a 7-day average. It's just a little quicker to show where the market's headed. We can see it was definitely trending downward. Gave us a little excitement last week when it looked like it was headed up, and then now it's headed back down. Now these, the next few slides here, I'm going to zoom in on the bulk of where our market is and our market activity, which is what I call the St. Louis core area. It's the 5-county area that's comprised of St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, and Franklin County. So this represents data from those counties combined. This first chart here shows the number of sales over the past year as well as the average sales price. The blue bar shows the number of sales. We're going to ignore July because we're still in that month, obviously. But we can see August finished out pretty good with almost 2,000 homes sold, and better than July, not as good as June. We can see the green line up here, average home price is trending downward. It's around the $150,000 mark. Again, this is for that 5-county area. Continuing on, here's median home sales prices, what homes are actually selling for and how long it took them to sell in this 5-county area for the past year. Green line represents prices, blue line how long it took to sell. We can see what prices have done, kind of on the similar to the metropolitan, the whole metro area chart. Looks like we peaked here in July at around the $140,000 mark and have been dropping downward here, headed to the 130 mark or thereabouts. Days on market dropped down to a low of just over 60 days, and now are quickly rising up toward 80 days on the market. Still better than the overall metropolitan area average. And this chart shows the ratio or the relationship between what homes have actually sold for in this past year versus what they were listed for. The blue line shows their sales price to the list price at the time of sale, so after any adjustments have been made along the way in price. The green line represents the sales price to what that house originally came out on the market at. And so this chart does not show property values. This shows really how good a job the listing agents are doing out there with educating, researching the market, educating the sellers, and getting sellers to price their homes properly. I can't stress enough, I know I talk about this every week, but this is probably the most important thing about listing your home. I mean, so many people are so worried about where their ads are going to show up, or what magazines they're going to be on, or what websites they're going to be on, or how often is their house going to be open. None of that means squat. Especially in this market, when there's so much stuff for sale, overprice the house and it doesn't matter. You can be on the front page of the Wall Street Journal and it's still not going to get your house sold. The thing that will get your house sold is pricing it appropriately for the market. I'm not saying you got to give it away. I have yet to ever see, in my personal experience, anyone actually give their house away. But I'm not saying you got to give it away, but you do need to price it appropriately, especially when we're in a market where prices are continuing to decline. Back a few slides ago when I was talking about how home sales are up and how that's good, what I didn't mention is prices are still falling. So anyway, this is an indicator. This is the barometer of how good homes are being priced. We can see the blue line. Homes have been, it's pretty steady. They're selling for about 95, 96% of what they're listed for at the time of sale. And that's probably pretty good. But we can see, though, back of this green line, they're only selling for, I mean, it dipped way down here to 89% a while back. Did go up to about 92%, but it's dropping back down. So here recently, homes have only been selling for about 91% of what they were originally listed at. So that means they sat there on the market a while before the seller got the price down, or the listing agent did their job and convinced the seller to get their price down to where it needed to be. Okay, enough on that. This is a 10-year chart. This shows the median list price and sales price for this 5-county area. And we can see the green line represents sales prices, blue line list prices. Everything peaked back in 06 during the boom. We can see where everything's headed. List prices aren't headed down quite as quickly or consistently with the prices, sales prices, which again, this right here shows that sellers are not being realistic and listing agents are not doing their job. Or, in the listing agent's defense, they may not have all the market data and the tools that they need to understand it, like what we have. And also, having the data is one thing, and knowing how to interpret it and apply it is another thing. But we can see, though, prices now are just about back where they were in about 02. Now I'm going to jump into, this is something brand new this week. This is, and I'm going to keep doing this, I think. I've had a lot of inquiries wanting to know, where's the hot zip codes. I think Zillow or somebody has a hot zip codes deal that they do nationwide. So looking at it locally, where's the action at? There's a lot of different ways to look at this, and I'll probably look at it in different ways. But what I did, though, was I just looked at year-to-date where's the most homes sold? What zip code? And we can see here 63376. St. Peter's leads the way. 463 homes sold this year. Followed by Florissant 63031 with 366. Webster area 366. Ellisville, Baldwin 63021. And you can see so forth here. You can see down the zip codes. And then also for these areas, I went ahead and in addition to showing how many homes sold, and I'm not going to go through all this, you can look at this, or again, there's a ton more data like this available on our website at mo-re.com, or you can find a lot of data too on St Louis RealTorNews.com. But I also got how many homes have expired or been removed or from the market this year, year to date. What the current inventory is of homes for sale, how many homes are currently pending sales, and I show the percentages. So we can see the percentages, like out here in St. Peter's, they're selling a lot of houses. About 18% of the current listing inventory is under contract or sold. But we can see up here in Florissant, 63033, 28% of what's in the inventory has a contract pending. So you can see how that varies. So going on here, we can also look at, I just looked at what the overall inventory for the year, out of all the homes that were available for sale this year, that have already expired or whatever, what percentage of them actually sold. And we can see St. Peter's is leading the way here with 68% of them. Here's an important number, months supply. Based upon this sales rate, and based upon the current inventory, how many months would it take if no new listings came on the market and no listings expired or withdrawn from the market? How long would it take to deplete the market? And we see St. Peter's is 8.2 months. We can see 63021, Ellisville 6.7, 6.7. Here we got 6.9 up in Jennings, 63136, Florissant 6.8. These are good numbers. Down in the sixes range is actually pretty healthy. So pretty interesting info. Again, we've got this for every zip code. We've got this for any subdivision, whatever you want. And then let's move on here. Finally, this is what I've given you here. I talk fast, I'm trying to cover a lot of info. This is just a real quick look at the overall market. We've got a ton more information, and we can drill all this down to your situation, to your neighborhood, to your type of property, to really apply it to your situation, whether you're buying or selling. If you're a buyer, you need to be just as informed to know what you're getting into. We have here, you also see up here in the corner, this is a little snapshot of our newsletter. We've got a monthly newsletter. It comes out via email. I do it once a month. It's packed with a lot of market data, news stories, helpful tools, MLS search things, mortgage calculators. Just got a lot of good stuff. You can subscribe to this by through our website again, mo-re.com, or go to stlouisrealestatenews.com, and in the upper right-hand corner you'll see a big red box. You can sign up for it there too. Here you can see our logo with the arch there. This is our podcast. We have a podcast channel on iTunes. You can find it by going to iTunes Store, searching St. Louis Real Estate Market Update. Look for this lovely little arch photo here, and you can get these market updates that you're listening to right now at the iTunes Store. You can have it. You can subscribe to it, have it on your the podcast delivered automatically to you, and watch it on your phone or whatever. Also, you can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/morerealtors, M-O-R-E, just like right there, eh? And or you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/morerealtors. That's me, Dennis, and there's my partner, John. We're here to help you. We're a phone call or a click away. You can call me direct at 314-332-1012, or John at 314-414-6000. My email, dennis@mo-re.com. John is john@mo-re.com. Real quick little teaser here. Here's something too. This will just give you an idea of some of the. We also have these market reports you'll probably won't find anywhere else that can show you what's going on. And this is real-time data, updated weekly. Here I just pulled a little sample of it here. Like here's Grover, Missouri. Median home price. What's the size, the medium square foot of homes on the market? What is the inventory? 15 homes on the market. Past week there was one new one. how many were absorbed, meaning left the market, none, average days on market 105, and then you get a real detailed report too. Just contact us. We'll be glad to help you. Finally, here's the legal stuff, and you can read through that at your leisure. Hope you enjoy it, and that's it. Thank you for tuning in this week. God bless you. I'll see you next week. Thank you.